Hi, my name's Pete Rainford and you're watching Rainford's Brew Lab. And today we're going to be making a luxury blueberry micro wine. Okay, let's go through the ingredients. We need some blueberry juice. Now, this has come from America, from Walmart I believe. It's 32 fluid ounces or 946 millilitres, so just shy of a litre. This was brought over by my friend Richard, who's a pilot. He brings these over for me. Can't thank him enough. I'll mention his channel, talk about his channel a bit later. We also need some blackcurrant conserve. Now, I'm using conserve for this because it's got no additives in, whereas the cheap jams that you can buy in supermarkets do. So try and find something that has no additives. A conserve is a bit more expensive, but it has no additives. We need some bentonite and we need some yeast nutrient. And we also need some pectolase. Now I'll go through the reasons why we need all that as we go along. Key, of course, we need some yeast. I'm using Lalvin D47 because it's a great wine yeast. It doesn't strip the flavours away. It takes time to ferment, but you do end up with a very premium product at the end of it. Okay, let's clear some space here. I'm going to use a 2 litre fermenter for this. If you want to use a 2 litre PET bottle with a cap like I do in some of my other videos, go ahead. Essentially one of those, and then when you come to fermentation, leave the cap loose. Alternatively, get yourself one of these. They are so good. They're around £10 if you can afford one, and an airlock is pennies. So let's get the lid off there, in the middle. Okay, this fermenter has been sanitized. First thing I'm going to do is give this a bit of a shake because there's quite a bit of juice in the bottom there. Bit of goop on the bottom, you know. Okay. What I'd like to do is taste this before making wine with it because I've never tasted it. And it just looks so good. So not to throw our measurements off too much, just a tiny bit. That lovely, oh, great colour to it. Hope that comes through in our wine. Oh, that's so good. Thank you, Richard. Thank you very much. I'm going to pour probably around 900 millilitres of this into our jar, our fermentation jar, because I want to leave a little bit left to mix the bentonite up with mainly. We could also add the yeast nutrient and other bits as well. So in we go with this. We don't need a funnel because we've got a nice wide mouth. Okay, now I'm going to add half a teaspoon of bentonite powder to this. These are quarters, so 2 of these. 1 and 2. So that's our bentonite taken care of. I'm also going to add half a teaspoon of yeast nutrient. 1 and 2. And half a teaspoon of pectolase. Now the yeast nutrient, obviously that gives the yeast some nutrients to get the colony going, gives them some nitrogen, get a healthy ferment. The pectolase helps to break down the pectins in the jam mainly and give us a clearer brew. I'm going to put the top on our juice, and I've just left, about 100 millilitres in there. Now I'm going to shake it up. Make sure all those powders and compounds in there are mixed up nicely. Mainly for the bentonite. Okay, that's all mixed in nicely. Now, rather than add our conserve to the fermenter, I'm going to add it to here again so I can shake it up. It's just an easy way of stirring things around, when you've got a vessel like this that you can shake things in. So we need, get my scales here, we need 285 grams of our blackcurrant conserve. Lovely stuff. Now I've heated this up in the microwave before I came in here, simply because I know it will pour easier. So if I weigh this out, including the jar, we've got 636, so 351. So if I leave 351 grams, I'm going to check that with the calculator, because someone will be out there judging me if I get this wrong. Thereabouts, this doesn't have to be precise, then that's going to give us the sugar content to get up to around 10% without adding any extra sugars. We're purely adding some lovely blackcurrant flavour, sugars, you name it, it's all going in. I'm just going to spoon this in there until that reads, what was it? 351 wasn't it? So let's spoon it in. I know it will pour, but... Oh, and I'm spilling it already. God, that's very good. Okay, top going on here. And we are going to shake this up again. Mix that conserve into this bit of juice and all the other stuff we've got going in there. Okay. Oh my God. Here we go. It's going everywhere. Let's get it in there. Okay, I've got some clean water in here. I'm just going to add a few milliliters just to get the rest of the good stuff out of that lovely bottle there. Let's give that a little shake. And in we go. Okay, so looking at the side here, we've got about 1.3 litres there. So we might get a couple of bottles out of this, a couple of, you know, wine bottle sized bottles on it. Right, Lalvin D47 yeast. First off, I'm going to take a reading. Ha! Gotcha. Right, let's get in here. Look at this. Is this going to make a nice wine or what? Okay, what do we have? 1.070 on the nail. Okay, if that ferments to dry, we should get to around the 10% mark. I was aiming for a little bit higher here, maybe 11 to 12%. So, one thing is that there's probably some undissolved sugars there from the jam that won't be showing on that reading. So that should push us up to, hopefully, more, you know, around the 11% at least, so we get a wine strength. 10% is fine, but just aiming for a bit higher. And Lalvin D47 will go pretty dry, I'm hoping. No, it's taken care of. Let's have that back in our fermenter. Okay, Lalvin D47. I've got some open over here, but I'd like to put one of them out because it looks good. And we just need half a teaspoon of this. I'm not going to rehydrate it, I'm just going to throw it straight in. Okay, these are quarters, and this is a great yeast for what we're trying to do here. It's a premium yeast, premium wine yeast. It's not going to strip away the flavours. It is going to take its time, but that's desirable for a wine. So, one quarter, and that's 1/2. And this is going to give us a premium blueberry and blackcurrant wine, a rich, deep-bodied, a nice wine. Doubtful that I'll carbonate this one. This is probably going to be a still wine, but we'll see. You never know. So a little swirly swirly, and then it's on with our fermenter lid, and in we go. Now I'm going to leave that at room temperature because it's nice and warm here in the UK now, certainly around 20 degrees. So in fact my thermometer says 21, so that's fine. I'm not going to be using a heating mat from now on throughout the summer unless we have a real cold snap for some reason. And this is going to take a while, I won't lie to you. This probably needs a couple of weeks to ferment, and then we're going to condition it. You know, we're looking at probably 3 weeks to a month. So if you're impatient, this isn't for you. But if you are patient, I guarantee you this is going to be brilliant. This is going to be quality. This is going to be nice. Right, we've got our blueberry and blackcurrant wine here. Now this has been on the go for exactly 2 weeks today, actually, 28th of the 5th. Yeah. Target ABV of 11%, our opening gravity 1.070. Okay, let's get a reading. No activity on the airlock now, so I'm assuming this is done. Ooh. Yes. Okay. 1.000. Okay, I'm going to get this into a couple of clean, sanitized wine bottles. That's fine. Cool. Does smell so good. Right. Rather than siphon this, because it's a nightmare siphoning these smaller vessels, let's just pour through a funnel at an angle. I'm being very careful because I don't want to disturb that sediment. So we've got one good bottle there. There comes all the sediment. That's as much as we're going to get, guys. See how that's very cloudy? Okay, so roughly 1.25 litres. I'm going to cold crash that now for a few days, and I'm not sure whether this will be best drunk at room temperature or cold. I suppose we could, once it's had a few days to cold crash, I'll leave one of the bottles out and we could taste them both. I quite like drinking red wines at a chilled temperature anyway. I know that's a bit weird, but anyway. Right, nothing else for it. I'll see you in a few days. Good afternoon. We have our blueberry and blackcurrant wine. It's tasting time. Thanks for the glass, Richard. All the way from Jamaica. Perfect. Like I said, go and see his channel, Richard Outdoors, on YouTube. Go and have a look. He's got some good stuff on there. Right, we used blueberry juice all the way from the US of A. Thanks again, Richard. And some blackcurrant jam, I believe it was, wasn't it? We used Lalvin D47 for this, and half a teaspoon of yeast nutrient and half a teaspoon of pectolase. Target ABV of 11%. We've actually hit 9.5%. I can round that up to 10%. We're not too far away, but I'd like to say this is the first on Rainford's Brew Lab, but I actually went under projected ABV the other day as well, so this is happening. I'm not going over anymore, I'm going under. Right, I've got high hopes for this. I think it's going to taste wonderful. So, I'm not going to hang around anymore. Oh, go on then. Starting gravity 1.070. Final gravity of 1.000. Calculated ABV 9.5%. Right, let's get a pour on this lovely glass. Oh, if you like red wines, I think this is going to be for you. Look at that. Now close up I can see through that. That is clear. That looks so good. And it smells so good. Oh, all the dark berries of the world are in there. I swear. It smells such like a... It smells perfectly like a full-bodied red wine. I think the blueberries are overpowering the blackcurrant, but... okay, let's get a taste. Cheers. How long has this sat? We brewed this on the 28th of May and today is the 17th of June, so it's not even had a month. It's not even had a month. It's had around 3 weeks, and yet that tastes like a far more matured wine. It really does. My God, what have we created here? Wow. Richard, more please. That's so good. That is such a rounded taste. I made a Viking berry blast a few weeks ago. I really enjoyed that, but I'm really enjoying this. I'm quite sure my wife's going to really enjoy that too. I could even take a bit to the golf club for my mates. It's football tonight. That really is very good. I don't know how much that juice cost because I didn't buy it. So I'll have to find out and just, you know, maybe it's really expensive. Maybe that's why we've got such a lovely wine there. But yeah, I want more. I really do. That is very good for a juice to wine. You know, okay, we added a bit of blackcurrant jam, didn't we? But that's very good. I think the choice of yeast has had a very profound effect on that as well. If you like the video, please like and subscribe. Please go and visit Richard's site, his YouTube channel, should I say, Richard Outdoors. And thank you very much for the glass and the juice, Richard. And that just leaves me to say cheers, really. Cheers, guys.